You want to be on there?
Okay, bye.
Oh no, buddy, on the table. What are you gonna do?
Babe. It's not where you go. Hello, everybody. I'm Kristin.
And I'm Rachel.
And this is So I'm Watching Only Murders in the Building, episodes 7 and 8, Flipping the Pieces and Hello Darkness. I would like to extend an apology. Last time we checked in with you, we said we would be doing this weekly again. And then the next day, I tested positive for COVID. So here we are. I'm finally feeling better.
Yay!
Here we go. Hopefully, I'm not going to promise again. Hopefully, we will be here weekly for the next 2 episodes.
Let's not go. We didn't knock on one last time.
Okay. So let's try to go chronologically.
Okay.
I want to start with Charles and Oliver. What?
Big pot or normal pot?
Big pot?
Big pot.
Big pot. Yeah. Ginger, what the fuck? She really fucking got in here.
Ginger.
Puppy.
Come here.
Ginger, out.
Ginger.
Hold on. There she's coming.
Go on.
Come
Go
here.
get daddy. Go get daddy.
I'll
Go
do
get
this.
him.
Come here.
Go.
Come here.
You are too disruptive. You are not like Egon Dog at all. Jesus Christ. All right, take 2. I want to start with Charles and Oliver
Okay.
from episode 7 because their stuff is less related to the main story. The detective comes back. What's her name?
Detective Williams. Yes.
So she comes back. She's got her baby. She
Baby Kiefer's.
baby Keefers. She gets to Charles's apartment. She's asking questions. I kind of I get why they are behaving the way they are because they don't want to get caught out.
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah, exactly. And while she is presenting as an ally,
But at the same time, I kind of just want them to all sit down and be here's all the cards on the table.
Yes.
I think she is definitely on
I agree with
their
you.
side.
Yes.
And so she came back from Denver with the baby, even though her wife is the one that birthed the baby.
But maybe she was giving her wife some time off.
Maybe.
I'll take the baby. You sleep
Maybe.
and eat
Yeah.
and be a
And
normal
pump.
human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regardless, so she had the baby and she's we never found the knife or whatever. And so they are doing this whole very Steve Martin and Martin Short thing that they do where Martin Short is I'll be right back. And he goes to the bathroom and he's trying to get the tunnel open so he can get to his apartment and either get rid of the knife or grab the knife or whatever. She can hear everything.
Like a bell.
So he's saying all this stuff that if you're talking about actually going to the bathroom is disgusting, open this passageway stuff. It's hilarious. So Charles goes in there and helps. And then she overhears them talking about the knife and how they have it and all of this stuff. So she obviously confronts them about it. And she's you just have to come clean at some point. I know what's up. And then they both are we have to go to the bathroom. So they go get the knife and then they are hypothetically, this has my fingerprints on it because it is my knife, even though I didn't stab Bunny. And then Charles is also my sort of stepdaughter Lucy's fingerprints are on it, but she's uninvolved. Just the whole thing.
Mhm.
Very funny. There was a really fun little character beat with Oliver. The baby had gas or whatever. And so he did a whole chorus line thing with the baby and it farted. And then as Detective Williams is leaving, she fucking belts it.
Incredible.
Amazing. She goes I don't know a chorus line. And she walks away. I really liked all that. It was really very cute. It didn't have as much to do with the main plot as the Mabel stuff, which I want to talk about kind of a lot. So Mabel is she wakes up after she has stabbed the person with the knitting needle. She wakes up in a strange apartment with an excellent bed.
Oh, yeah.
Who knew that he's Theo, right?
Mhm.
Who knew Theo had such good taste in furniture?
Honestly, Theo could get it.
Theo could get it. Theo can definitely get
And then
it.
after staying in the apartment, Theo could absolutely get it.
For sure. It was a really nice apartment. So she wakes up there, and at first I was like, no way. Theo was the guy, the glitter guy. I was like, no way. And then it's very immediately, no, he's not the guy. They were on the same subway car, and she was like in shock as she ran away. She's not been arrested. I don't know if it's because people can't find her or because like whoever isn't pressing charges. We will get to that. He basically like followed her, and he grabbed a Coney Island security badge off the ground that the person dropped because they bumped into Theo. And so he like followed her like a creep, in his own words, and took her back to his apartment so she could like come down from the experience. And so thus starts a really, in my opinion, interesting dynamic between the two of them, and like a really weird, cool kind of journey, because they are both getting, like, his little card even says lip reading, he gets like 30% of what you're saying, and she has 0 ASL, so they are really getting by on like tourist in a foreign country rules.
But then not even, because no one is adjusting to how the other person communicates. And so like, I know that's probably like a TV-ism.
Absolutely.
Because like, because I've been in that circumstance, so it's like you take out your phone and you just do that, and you're like, right. So I like that they still kind of ropes in the writing, because
a little bit.
Yeah, because Theo does write to her in like a 2-pager.
Yeah.
But it did kind of take me out of it a little bit, because she's just monologuing the shit out of all of the scenes, and he's just kind of like.
I liked it a couple times when she was doing it, and because one time he just was like, I didn't get any of that, and she actually said it's probably for the best.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I kind of liked it, and I also I think we should applaud the fact that she was only ever yelling when she was agitated, not like trying to get him to hear it.
Yes, yes.
It was like she was getting very emotionally agitated, so she was raising her voice, and I was like, that's fine. But throughout all of this, so basically they go to Coney Island because whoever it was has a security tag that says, or like a pass badge that says Coney Island security. And they go to try to find some information. And in between, we're kind of getting these flashbacks to Mabel's father, played by Mark Consuelos.
Wild.
If you are watching this and you like Mark Consuelos, or you watch Riverdale, we've done all the seasons.
Yes.
So I like this Mark Consuelos a lot better than the one on Riverdale.
Same.
So anyway, it's sort of going weird. I like could tell almost immediately that he was sick. And so it's very bizarre the way that the story gets told. And then it's finally not until the end that Mabel's like, he had stomach cancer, and they told me he had to move out for work. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Hey, parents, don't lie to your kids.
Don't do that.
Yeah, because they know something's up.
Ridiculous.
And then you're doubling down, and they're like, well, why are you lying? So like something scary is happening, and then my parents are lying to me about it.
Multiple times in my life, as an adult, my parents lied to me about a medical issue of my mother's, because they didn't want me to lose focus during finals, and they didn't want to ruin my vacation.
You guys.
And I was like, cool. So like you didn't pull my focus for finals, but now my vacation was retroactively ruined because I was having a bang up time.
Yep.
And
so now I just get to feel guilty for the rest of my life. Exciting.
So it's really annoying.
Yeah.
Just tell your kids the truth. They're more resilient than you think.
And call them.
Also, maybe. I was an adult. I was not a kid. I was an adult, and they did it.
Yeah.
Regardless, it was like a really lovely thing. Like, they did puzzles together. They really like the X-Files, which is pretty good. And they showed a clip from that episode that I think everyone's seen with the weird white mouth monster.
Not me. No. Oh, no.
So a couple years ago.
Too scary for me.
Oh. A couple years ago, I tried to like do all of it. And I only got a couple seasons because it was like a lot of fatigue at the moment. But it's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah. And the sexual tension starts immediately, which is really upsetting because I don't think they actually get together till one of the movies.
Oh, that's mean.
Oh, yeah. It's really, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't think that's one that I'm like, let's throw it on the list. I don't know that I really have a real drive to go back in.
It's like a pretty heavy procedural, so it's like not, I mean, there are things that like, you know, there's like season long plots and stuff, but it's like a monster of the week kind of thing. So it's not, you know, it's not totally up our alley.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Anyway, that stuff's all really great. They find the office of the Coney Island security, and there's like a bunch of files that they're looking through. Mabel needs more time, so Theo just steals all of them in a trash bag for her. I love it.
No problem. Yeah.
I love that he also, like, she makes a couple comments about the grave robbing, and he just, at that point, is sort of like, eh.
I mean, now let's just joke about it.
Like, it's helping you right now, so I don't really know. Like, whatever. At a certain point, he has to charge his ankle monitor, which I'm actually kind of shocked he's allowed to go as far as Coney Island.
Right? I thought that was
from
a little
the Upper
odd.
West Side.
Yeah.
That's like kind of far.
Because he's going to have to explain. I mean, granted, who even knows if we'll get that? But
Sure.
I mean, in real life, he'd have to explain why he was at closed Coney Island.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd.
So they like plug in and they're just like doing stuff and like talking and stuff. I don't know. I thought the whole thing was really cute.
Me too.
I liked their stuff together, and they sort of came to a peace. Like, before they left, she didn't want him to come. She was like, you pushed Zoe off the roof and you like let Oscar stay in jail for 10 years, like, blah, blah, you know. And it, you know, to an extent it's true, but also I'm not 100% convinced that Teddy didn't like make him like keep it under the rug.
Well, because I think we got that though, because
did we for sure?
Yeah, I think when all this came to a head last season, I think we saw Theo say like, I have to go to the police, and Teddy was like, no, let me take care of it for you.
Okay, yeah, I think you're right. All right, fair enough. So I kind of love that. And then he also, she didn't really get any of it, but he basically said that he didn't, like, every day he thinks about it because he doesn't know if Zoe slipped or if he pushed her. He like can't like make it make sense. I love stuff like that.
Me too.
I think it's because Mabel's going through such a similar thing because I guess basically she has this sort of psychological defense mechanism of like putting like erasing negative memories from her own mind. And so she first did it with her dad being sick and everything. And then she's like, I literally can't remember if I stabbed Bunny or if I found her. And if I don't remember stabbing this guy on the subway, who's to say I didn't stab Bunny? Like, I might have done it. Am I the kind of person that could stab someone, like a nice old lady, and not remember? I really, really loved that. And so she basically, it was like a little bit of like writer, you know, whatever, like hand waving, but she basically was like, I have to flip over the puzzle pieces now. And so she just like immediately remembered that she didn't kill Bunny.
Yeah.
Obviously. That is, so she basically is able to steal a book bag from the glitter guy.
Well, because he's there.
He gets there to Coney Island.
She's in the bathroom and she looks down and there's red glitter all in the sink. And then she's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And then she goes and hides in the lockers and then he like walks out there and then he almost busts her and she like opens the door into him and then grabs his book bag and starts running out of the locker room and then like grabs Theo and like they nope out of there super fast.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So she's got the book bag. She's looking through it. It's mostly dirty clothes. And then she finds like a photograph and she's like, we need to get to the diner. Her bag is in there, but the matchbook is gone.
Right.
And so she's like, we need to get to the pickle diner immediately. So they get there. And she gets inside and she's like, I have information, but Charles, you're not going to like it. And it's a photograph of Charles and Lucy from the street from a couple episodes ago. And then Charles calls Lucy. She's in his apartment. And then the tri-state power grid fails.
Yeah.
So it's like a tri-state. So that's like New York, New Jersey, and what else touches?
Delaware.
Delaware touches
No.
New York? Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I don't know my states.
Delaware is like,
it's all Delaware and Maryland, and they're kind of
yes, they're all together.
So yeah, that's where we end episode 1, and it's or episode 7, and it's where we pick right up in episode 8.
Sorry, the way you said, I don't know my states. I just heard, I don't know my fruit.
Yeah, that's what I was going for.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know my fruits.
Yeah.
Basically, they immediately leave the diner, and Ivan gives Oliver a ton of dips because the fridge is out. They're just going to go to waste. To which I said, the fridge is also out at Oliver's apartment because the fucking power is out everywhere.
Listen, I can see Oliver just sitting on the floor.
Just eating dips all night.
Oh, yeah.
Until they're gone.
Mm-hmm. He probably has to eat so much of the dip until he feels full.
I don't know. So for me, this is such a weird tangent, but dips are generally pretty fat heavy. So he should be satiated and like energized.
But what if but I think he's just scooping it. So it's not like he's eating it on, like there's no vehicle for the dip.
Oh, ew. He's
scooping it. Yes. Like
That's
soup.
So much worse. Yeah. I thought he was at least eating it with like carrots or peppers or something.
Probably sometimes, but I think he's mostly just shoveling in with a spoon.
Just like plain hummus? Just
Probably.
like hummus.
Probably just, it's baby food. It's just mashed chickpeas.
I know. I know.
So, I don't know.
Regardless. They go back to the apartment. Everyone's freaking out. So many people are in the lobby.
Right. Why would you do that?
I have no idea.
Like, can you not just sit in your apartment and just be like,
I have never had there be a power outage and like gone to a second location.
No.
To be like, hey guys, what's going on?
Yeah, no, I'm just like, okay, time for bed now.
I just know the powers. Yeah, also it's night. So I would just be like, well, okay, bedtime.
Right.
Regardless, the cell towers are apparently down and everything too. It's like the whole grid. So they can't call anyone on their cell phone. So they can't get back in touch with Lucy. Also, Oliver got the DNA test results back, but he can't get into it because the internet is like everything is down. So they start walking up 14 flights of stairs, essentially, to get to Charles's apartment because that's where Lucy was. And then meanwhile, someone is rattling around trying to get into the apartment. So she escapes down the tunnel, but she doesn't close the tunnel behind her. I don't necessarily think it matters because I think that person knew about the tunnel.
Oh, yeah. Well, because he would have had to put up the picture in Charles's apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I still think that there might be two.
There has to be.
But I don't think the second person is evil.
I still think it's the new character that we met today. The sneezy one.
Really?
Yeah. Because I think it's very poignant that he sneezed.
Okay, so that's the other thing. What is his name? Howard has met a new guy. And I don't know. I didn't grab his name.
I didn't either. But he is a hyena in The Lion King.
He is handsome, too.
Yes, he is.
So the doctor, the therapist that lives in the building that's always offering people, he takes PayPal for his, or Venmo or whatever for his services. He's talking to Howard during the blackout. And he's like, you should go over there and talk to him and be like, hey, do you have any batteries or whatever? And they kind of dance around it a little. And Howard is trying to act like his life is fine, and even though it's kind of depressing. Eventually, they both meet outside Howard's front door because they're both coming to ask each other if they have batteries. And Howard manages to get him inside, and they're like flirting, and it's very cute. And then I feel like if you are lethally allergic to cats, walking 1 foot inside Howard's apartment would make you sneeze, but it's been like an hour, and they lean in to kiss, and then he sneezes. And so we find out that he is deathly allergic to cats. So when Lucy was in the tunnels the night that Bunny died and someone sneezed, that was definitely this guy.
Yes, that's what I think.
Yeah.
Because also, to call back to Jan, she's like, who's new?
And he is subletting.
He's subletting, yes. And so there's there's 2 red flags so far. So as soon as he sneezed, I was like, well, that's on purpose.
Yeah.
So I'm very suspicious.
Yeah.
And then friggin' Howard just being like, Sevelin can go live with my friend for a while. Sir, you do not get rid of your cats. Especially Ashley, will you keep Evelyn in your freezer? What are you thinking of?
I literally was like, whoa.
Listen, that is a very beautiful man, and I'm sure the dick is popping, but like not for that.
No, don't do that. But then the guy also was like, I mean, don't get rid of your cat though.
Yeah.
Like that's not a good idea. There's pills. Just take a pill.
Exactly.
Just take a Zyrtec.
Yes. I'm technically allergic to Bo.
Yeah.
I've done exposure therapy for so long that like it doesn't really bother me anymore.
My eyes are just a little itchy all the time.
It's fine. I just, I stopped getting my allergy shot because my dad was like, I'm not paying for it anymore. Figure it out. And I figured it the fuck out. So I'm still kicking.
The other thing we've got going is the little foursome of fans, I guess. At the beginning, before the power goes out, they're talking about how it's been 5 episodes of filler.
Of the vamping.
Which I kind of love because it's not that I'm not enjoying this season, but I have felt that.
Yes.
That it's been a little filler. It was a lot more like Tim Kono focused in season 1. And so I love what they're doing in season 2, but it is like, it's a thing. So that's all very funny. Marv, who is like the oldest guy in the little group, seems to think it's the 6th Street serial killer.
6th Avenue Strangler?
6th Avenue, something like that.
Yeah.
Who only ever killed people on 6th, except for sometimes 7th and 8th, and also Broadway, and like 3rd or 4th or whatever, and mostly young or mostly old women, but sometimes young, and also men.
Absolutely men.
The whole thing. So funny. And so he is in the mix as well. So I think at one point tonight, we had 3 unknown people in the tunnels.
Yes.
Because we find out Marv was in the tunnel because he overheard them at the diner, and he knew about the tunnels because he does mold remediation, and he was trying to go help Lucy also. But then the actual murderer or somebody nefarious, because we are very undecided. Somebody nefarious also was in the tunnels, and Marv managed to scare them away.
Yes.
From Lucy.
Yes.
And then I kind of think Howard's new boyfriend was also in the tunnels at some point.
When do you think he was in the tunnel?
I think he was moving around in the tunnels.
Oh, okay. Probably.
I mean, I could be wrong about that. I don't have like a lot of proof for it, but I mean, what, are there going to be too many pieces on the table?
I mean,
basically, it comes out that Lucy was here the night that Bunny died, and Charles is annoyed because he's like, we need a new system for hanging out because this is like not cool. We need more accountability. And she's like, yep, 100%, let's do that. So then they all get back downstairs. That's when they find out it's Marv that was like walking around as well. But he's like not an issue, and Oliver is going to record him for the podcast the next day. Then though, the power is back on and everybody's still in the lobby, and fucking Detective Krebs is there. I don't like it.
I don't either. Not at all.
He is so skeevy.
Yeah.
He says something about interviewing or interrogating teenage girls is his favorite part of the job.
Yeah. Both of us were like, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dude. And then Marv bumps into him, and he like winces and grabs his arm, and he says it was a new tattoo. Bullshit. Because then when he turns his head to like look at Marv, there's red glitter on his neck. So Detective Krebs is 100% glitter guy, and I believe he was totally the one chasing Lucy.
I agree.
Broke in the apartment and is chasing Lucy. He also is trying to like menace Mabel, and he's like, how come I'm like not arresting you right now or whatever. And I'm like, well, no one's pressing charges.
Exactly.
Because it's you.
Yep.
So you can't.
Yep.
You know, regardless, it's definitely him doing that. I don't know if he's the murderer, and I am still suspicious of Howard's new boyfriend, but something's got to come to a head. And based on the other things that Detective Krebs has said, I just think he's icky.
Me too.
And I think he's up to something.
Yeah.
At the very least, he's trying to peep on Lucy while she's changing or something.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah, so much of that conversation between him and Mabel was just gross.
It was so bad. So she knows that now. She's going to very obviously go tell Charles and Oliver probably immediately next week. And then there was like a little, well, they all were singing.
Sound of silence.
Sound of silence. But yodeling. Howard was yodeling and the new boy was singing, and it was really bad. But when it cut to all the other people just singing Sound of Silence, it was lovely. And then the only other thing was Nina and Lester the doorman had a nice little scene. He like had to walk up all 14 flights to like bring her a package. And she sort of made a crack about like they have to cut costs. And so like, how about the doorman that holds open the automatic door could go or whatever. But they end up having a really lovely moment in the apartment, and he sees the like mock-up for what they're going to put on top of the building. It's still so ugly.
So ugly.
And so she kind of comes to a peace with him, and he apparently gets like a promotion out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
director of building communication.
Yeah, something like that.
Something.
So it's kind of nice. She is not adjusting well to motherhood.
No.
She's very tired. She's not into it. We'll see. I am interested in Nina as like a character.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm just ready to get more answers.
Well, there's only 2 episodes left, so now's the time.
Yeah.
When we're going to get more answers. So
I hope that they split it evenly between the two, because I don't.
It's not all jam packed.
Yeah,
in the 10th,
I don't want to do like another episode of Jazz Squares and then just a windfall of information on the last episode.
No, I think because we know now that Detective Krebs is absolutely the glitter guy,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna be the big thing next week.
Okay. Fingies crossed.
And I hope that they bring Detective Williams back in.
Me too. I missed her so much.
I hope they bring her back and are like, hey, your fucking partner did this.
Yeah.
And I stabbed him in the arm. So like check for that. That'd be great. And then we still don't know about Oliver's DNA results, but presumably we'll find out hopefully next episode.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
And Theo called his dad.
Yes.
Because he'd been ignoring his calls. So he finally called him back at the end of the 7th episode. But yeah, really good. Lots of information. Love it. More.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Barring an act of God, we'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.